All right. We are back. And again, thank you so much to the staff and everybody in chat for understanding and allowing us to take a little bit of a break. Hopefully you guys got up and stretched, got yourself hydrated. Make sure you take care of yourself. And now that we're all back feeling good, it's time to get into this final round. We have talked to SGC staff. We've talked to both the teams. And it seems like, honestly, I got to give a big shout out to Gecko's Wet Thigh for the big sportsmanship coming through. They have decided that they want to call this last round winner takes all. It's a tiebreaker round. No matter who wins, whoever wins this round wins the entire tournament. There's no need for double elimination. And I got to say that's really, really big of Gecko's Wet Thigh. They had a huge lead. They never got eliminated from the winners bracket at all. But they're willing to, for the sake of the entire community, the entire event, they're going to let it come down to this last hype round where everything is on the line, winner take all, and we're going back in on Hemwood, y'all.
Ooh, the favorite of the players, Hemwood, has been a very, very popular one for us today. So it'll be interesting to see the final game be finished out on that map. We've seen a lot of interesting play from there. We see the Conduit working really, really well from Delicious Wet Fish on there. So hopefully he'll be able to pull that out for the win. Or we'll see Kyrie and Super maybe take a different approach and maybe run a completely different setup and just try and have the element of surprise for this final game officially.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That would be really interesting.
There are so many possibilities for this, and we've seen Kyrie play so many different classes already. We've seen the Stone Shaper, we've seen plenty of Tempest. We even saw a little bit of Toxicologist earlier on. I couldn't tell you. Not only could I not tell you who's going to win this because of how close both teams have been this entire match. Like the winners final when they first met, and now in the grand final where they meet again, there's been I think one game where there was an easy lead, and then besides that, it's always been 1-2 exiles in it, and then that has been decided by Valgard.
I think I would love to. I would be really surprised, and I would also be very happy to see Super Team coming in with a different composition, a different strategy. I don't think they will, partly because I can kind of see their choices a little bit already, but also partly because I just think what they've been doing so far has been working really, really well. If this is the best thing they have to bring to the table to face Gecko's Wet Thigh, they're not going to want to switch off of it, obviously. And so far it seems to be kind of working. I mean, they're not completely getting demolished, and sometimes they're taking dubs. So I think it would be smart to just stay on what's working here. Try to tighten up the loose bolts, tighten up the teamwork, make sure your formation and your team and your team positioning is a little bit tighter. Bring in the comms. If you were feeling tired and exhausted from the last two matches, shake it off, smack yourself, whatever you got to do. Wake up. This is the last round. And I'll just shake it, whatever you got to do. Wake up, get excited, and get in here and use some comms, because I think right now there's a bit of a lack of communication and team synergy that's happening a bit due to exhaustion. So I'm hoping that these players can come in, realize this is the last one, no matter what, take that exhaustion, put it in the back seat, and let the energy, the W key energy drive or the big brain energy drive, And let's just see some good spell break. I'm ready for it.
Yeah,
let's go. It looks like we are just about to get into this final match. The last teams just getting themselves ready for this game. We see them both queuing up, ready to go. So super, super exciting stuff getting into this last game. Who do you think is going to take it? What's going to happen? I mean, I think at this point, even our predictions are going to be shrouded in variables and mystery. So I think we just sit back, we watch, and we see what the outcome is.
I've got a better one, rather than who do we think will win. Who do you want to win out of these two teams?
That's a difficult question.
I think it would have to be Wet Fish's team, just based on overall performance. They've done so well this entire tournament, staying in the winners bracket. Even taking the sportsmanship of this game. If they lose this game, they could have had 5 more games to potentially bring that win back for themselves, but they're bringing it out for people. So I definitely think I'd like to see Wetfish's team win. I think that'd be fun, but that is to no dismerit of Kyrie's team at all. It's both incredible teams, and it's just so much fun to watch it. And yeah, like I say, Kyrie's team has by far not put on a bad performance by any means. It's been such a fun amount of games to watch.
Well, 100%. And Timmy, I have a feeling you're probably going to say Kyrie's team because of the performance that your Pyromancer boy has been putting up here. But I don't know. We could be surprised. But what are you thinking, my friend?
I honestly, I don't want either of them to win. I just want good spell break. There's definitely merits for both. I agree 100% with Eldigo. The fact that this the Gecko's Wet Thigh performed super well and did not go out of the winner's bracket the entire time, and then at the end comes through with this beautiful sportsmanship, like olive branch extended to be like, we're all just here to have fun. Let's put it down to the last game, and then Kyrie Caitlin's team, super team coming through, and with this incredible redemption arc where they go to the losers bracket, they come back to fight it out. I have things that I'm loving about both teams. I'm loving that these are the two teams that we have in the final. And really, I just want good spell break in this final round. And we are about to get into it, you guys. I did see an important question in the chat by Odyssey Fire, I believe. And I do want to address that really quick. What happens if we have a tie? If there is a tie, I have been informed that the prizes and the prize money will be split between both teams. So that's the way it's going to work. I believe they've already agreed upon that and decided that's the way they wanted to do it. So it sounds pretty fair, at least as fair as we can possibly do it without potentially dragging the event on to multiple days. But we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. But right now, that's the ruling on a tiebreaker. And we're getting into this final round right here. This is it. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is the final round of SGC TDM Tournament 1. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And obviously, as you say, that Tournament 1, obviously, we have got the Walloosh hosting a kill race over the next weekend. I believe it's April 16th. And then next month, I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but we do also have a BR solo tourney coming up that is hosted by us here at SGC again. So if TDMs wasn't your thing or you didn't manage to make the sign-ups, don't fret. We've got plenty more coming that is going to cater to all kind of tastes. So make sure you're in the Discord, !SGC, get in here and make sure you don't miss the next one. But we're already seeing here that Wetfish's team had a little bit of a lead there for a second, and they've just taken it back again with a point in it, and it's starting early. The combat is getting underway already, guys.
It is. It looks like both these teams are looking to finish out this game, show what they're made of, and bring the best little bit of gameplay we can see. Timmy, I know you're happy to see this active gameplay. The Pyromancer on the field, getting the intelligence scrolls, huge tox clouds going out as well for control over that conduit, big flame wall as well for the push. Super good gameplay. Like you say, even 9.5 hours into this event, we are still seeing top level competitive gameplay from our teams, and it's just amazing.
This is exactly what I was hoping for. Coming back into it awake. I said I want them to come through awake, and we see some awakeness. I see the energy at a pretty high level here. Already some big engagements happening very early on, and some really cool plays coming out from Arctic on the Pyromancer as well. And not just because he's a Pyromancer, y'all know I like that, but some interesting long range DF plays. Normally when you see a Pyromancer that's kind of playing the DF Pyro, they're going to want to activate that cloud often with their firewall because it's an instant cast. It's hard to deal with. But with Arctic, I've seen some really long range DF activations here that he's been able to do strictly because he's using his fireball. And now that's obviously going to be a longer time for that fireball to travel before it hits the cloud. And there's obviously going to be a lot more of a chance to get away from that. But when you're coming from a distance, there's also a good opportunity to take your opponent by surprise. They may not see you throw that cloud. So if you can time that fireball to land just as the cloud lands, it's going to get you some big long-range DF that you would normally not get to see happen from a DF Pyromancer. Coming through early on with a lead in this final round, Super Team coming through with kind of what we've seen happen previously in the previous Hymnwood rounds with these two teams going together. Super Team is able to come through early on usually and get a nice little lead, but eventually Gecko's Wet Thigh will slowly climb back up and either even it up or take the lead back. So definitely nothing to really worry about in terms of who's going to win or lose just yet. But we do see a lot of aggression, and we're seeing some fun spell break being played.
100%.
Sure.
I think we can agree no matter who wins the tournament, I think the real winner here has been everybody that's been able to spectate this fantastic and just insane event here. We've just, as you say, guys, and I don't think we can stress this enough, the caliber of player and just the strategies and the players that have come from that have been second to none. I mean, this has been honestly exhilarating from start to finish. And even when we've had moments where, I mean, mine and Eldie's energy might be dropping a little bit, or our brains go to sleep for a second, we still, as soon as we see the next big play, which is never far away, it just wakes you right back up again. You're right back in it. And here for the final one, I just I couldn't think of a better way to end this than having the two ties and then the final winner takes all match. I mean, you couldn't write this, dude. You really couldn't write this.
This is anime final episode vibes for sure. This is the epic showdown, the finale, the one that everyone's been waiting for. We are
Master versus student.
Come over.
Master versus student, the long journey. They keep clashing swords. They're evenly matched, and either of them are trying to push and get a little bit of footing in favor. And it looks like Super Team is able to get a little bit more in their favor. Again, we have to temper our excitement a bit here with the past experiences. This is not different from any of the Himmelman matches that we've seen. Definitely Super Team is very, very good at coming through and being super aggressive early on. Maybe it's that Pyromancer on Arctic coming through with that early aggression that then falls off a little bit later late game. But definitely not something surprising to see, to have Super Team a little bit ahead of Gecko's Wet Thigh early on in this match. Still 9 minutes on the clock. Some good play coming from all these players. Definitely not that kind of lackadaisy movement that we saw in some of the previous rounds where we definitely had exhaustion showing up in these players' gameplay. Definitely all of that has taken the back seat, and it's exactly what he's hoping for this last match. They're coming in. They want to win. They're coming with aggression, and it's exciting for sure.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Still with that 2-point lead for Super Team as well. See Arctic getting his final scroll there, fully scrolled out with a legendary fire gauntlet as well for that Pyromancer class. This is perfect. We see the knowledge pot in the pocket as well. Another knowledge pot coming out to play in this final game. Could, if they lose that 2-point lead, they've got that cheeky knowledge pot there, that wild card to play in this situation. We see a lovely 1v1 versus Arctic and Delicious Wetfish. Oh no, Delicious Wetfish takes out Kyrie, but Arctic does go down to Delicious Wetfish as well. So it is now evened up again. So let's see if that knowledge pot comes into play.
It really has just been back and forth. Like, there's never been a clear winner this entire tournament. From the beginning, it's been twist after turn after twist after turn. As we said, a lot of the opening games ended with 2-0 defeats for most of the losing teams, and we didn't get our first long 2-1 match until we got to, I think it was the semifinals in the winners bracket. And even then, some of those haven't been the long slogged out war that we thought that they could have been. Some of them have just been, one team made a bad mistake and that was costing the game. And it just goes to show, as we said earlier, that you really can't give up on a fight. You have to go until the fight at the very end. And I think Gecko's Wet Thigh has proven that time and time again here, where they've taken that victory right at the last minute. But it also goes to show that no one is perfect. No one ever stops learning at this game. And I think that's a perfect sentiment, because we've got, as we've said, top tier players. We've got Kyrie, who's a Metafy coach. We've got Wetfish, who's a UMG tournament champion, along with Gecko. And the rest of their team are also high-ranking, very competitive players. And every single one of them has made a mistake of some form in this game.
Gecko's Wetfish absolutely popping off right now for his team, picking up that double early we saw in the kill feed, then comes through right there to pick up another one for his team. All three back to back in that kill feed. We'll eventually go down to Kyrie Caitlin and bring that score to that even mark that we've seen several times. But wow, I think that as we talk about this stuff and we kind of just touch on the fact that tiebreaker back to tiebreaker, back to tiebreaker, and how close these matches are and how close in skill these teams and these players are. What that says to me, it gets me so excited about SGC because we have a place for these players to push beyond this level, right? They're probably, all these players are very close because they've reached a ceiling that they can't go past without a competitive community to help them push past it. So right now we're seeing our first tournament for competitive Spellbreak League. In 10 tournaments from now, who knows what kind of techniques we're going to be seeing? Who knows what these players are going to be able to do? Because at that point, the competitive scene's back and alive. They're going to have multiple opportunities to scrim against other teams. They're going to have multiple opportunities to develop strategies to counter these strategies that are being dominant. And it's just so exciting to have SGC and be part of it, to take this whole game to the next level. And we needed it. I don't think we would have gotten to that level any other way. And so SGC, just so happy to have this, doing this thing, and that we're going to continue going on doing this thing, and that this first tournament has gone so well. 63-62 on the scoreboard here, as it looks like Super Team does inch back a little bit on the lead, but it's still anybody's game. We got 5 minutes left on the clock for our last round of the tournament. This is it. This is it.
And it looked like Arctic this time finding the knowledge potion. I don't know when he found that. I must have missed that when I was reading something in the Discord, but the amount of knowledge pots that we've seen this tournament, it's mind-blowing. I don't think I've ever seen this many knowledge pots in games of Dominion in my whole time on Spellbreak.
Nope. That's a great point. I mean, knowledge potions are really rare, to be honest with you. I will admit that sometimes in BR, when you find one, you'll find multiple for some reason, but especially, it's a really good point in this mode, in customs, in Dominion, you just don't get that kind of RNG with those potions. But for some reason, we have been blessed this tournament. A lot of players getting that knowledge potion. And for y'all that don't know, knowledge potions is a consumable that will give you multiple charges on your rune. So it's going to be huge. And your sorceries. I'm sorry, sorceries and runes. So it is huge to be able to have, multiple clouds, toxic clouds, multiple. Oh my goodness, a conduit sorcery. I mean, imagine being able to just lay down thunderstorms everywhere. Definitely important to pick up. And you can see that strength from those consumables definitely come into play.
He's dead. Okay. Now I'm getting out.
Sure.
You can see here the scores are slowly starting to pull away. Super Team is pulling away with a nice 3-point lead now. But we've seen Gecko's Wet Thigh come back from bigger deficits than this. And I can honestly see them doing it again. This is the final game, all to play for. Both teams are going to be giving it absolutely everything that they've got left in the tank. And neither can be counted out until that time ends. It hits 0.
Exactly.
Closer.
We are getting those absolute dirty fireballs from Arctic. I don't know if you noticed that a while ago. Timmy, this must be making you so happy right now.
Yes.
Honestly, what a DF. A firefly into that DF, really causing some damage.
Yeah, man.
Come on
now.
Thunder.
Oh my lord. So it's pushing it up to a 4-point lead. This is it, guys. We're coming into our final 2 minutes. If Gecko's Wet Thigh can't break this 5-point lead, then this might be it all over for them.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's down to the last 2 minutes.
Just doing incredible, coming through with such aggression. 6-point lead right now. Super Team really just running away. There's only 2 minutes left, and this is how I play the game. Pyromancer is how I do it. DF up in your face, and I gotta say, Arctic, you may have single-handedly reawakened my passion to play Pyromancer at a high level on Spellbreak again. I honestly thought that maybe this Tempest meta was just too annoying, for lack of better words, to be able to compete as a Pyromancer. But I see one in this tournament competing at the highest level and just completely popping off with this WK mentality, no reservations at all. He's just going in there like a tough guy and just throwing his gauntlets around and making things happen. 91-84. Arctic just being extremely athletic, as we just seeing him make such great use of that dash rune into the Fireflies, throwing out DF, throwing out fireballs, quick flicks of the wrist here and there, spicy meatballs on the toes of anybody in the vicinity. Down to 1 minute left, and Arctic will eventually fall, but not before bringing that lead up to about 7 now.
Yeah,
I think so.
6. They've just taken it back. They've got a minute to pull back another 6 points, and they've already started that ball rolling. If they can carry on making this snowball, they could still do it, but it's going to be a very, very difficult task for them to pull off.
For sure.
Wow,
Using that knowledge pot there we see from Arctic, bringing it out right at the end just to make sure that they keep that point advantage. As we get down to the last 30 seconds, there are 5 points in it. Delicious Wet Fish's team are trying to bring it back. They're doing it slowly but surely, it's not the way to go in the last 30 seconds of the game. Timmy, I think this might be it. Sloth, I think we might be at the end of it here. This might be the dub for Super.
Cleaning it up to another 7-point lead again. They've completely just decimated any work that Gecko's Wet Thigh has just done to try and save themselves. There's no coming back from this, guys. 5 seconds left and they've got a 7-point deficit. I think we can call it here. I honestly think that Super Team have managed to come back from the brink of losing everything, getting into that losers bracket, coming back from the losers final to take the whole tournament in the grand final after 2 draws
at the last couple of minutes.
I know.
Arctic
just turned into a different beast there.
Harry 100%. Puts it perfectly. That was a complete rampage. I mean, at the last couple of minutes, it was just complete like chaos and mayhem. And from Arctic's perspective, there was no breaks. There was only gas. He was W King in everywhere. It was only forward momentum. And I mean, we didn't get to see the other players' perspectives on that team, but from Arctic's perspective, he just went in and just threw down the big gauntlet, the big damage, put out fireballs, put out toxic gauntlets everywhere, and led his team to help take the victory and bring Super Team to our very first champions of SGC. You guys, congratulations! A big congratulations!
Big
a round of applause, for Super Team coming through.
We just got confirmation in chat.
Oh yeah,
from
Nova Hard Kills. It's official. The final winner is Super Team. Again.
So there we have it. Our Metafy coach, Kyrie, Caitlin, Arctic, and Newbie are our first ever SGC TDM tournament champions. So big well done to them. Huge commiserations to Gecko's Wet Thigh. An absolutely outstanding performance. They didn't actually end up in the losers bracket, and out of sheer sportsmanship made that a winner takes all game. And unfortunately the winner did take it all, but it wasn't them. So commiserations, but again, an outstanding performance from not only Gecko's Wet Thigh and Super Team, but Dumb Ways to Die, who I think took our 3rd place point, and every other team that entered and participated. It was absolutely just, I don't even have the words to describe it. I'm blown away. I'm here. It's 7 a.m. in the morning now. We've been here all night, me and LD. And honestly, after seeing all that, I'm not sure I can sleep.
I want to watch the VOD. I want to see the VOD.
Oh, yes. It's going to be super exciting to see a lot of the content that comes from this. You guys remember, we're going to be making sure to put out clips and VODs and all the stuff that you all need to be able to see the action after the fact that the live session went on. And I'm getting a little bit of a message in Discord here. Exactly. Elder, can you tell me what I need to be doing here?
So I believe we're looking to get one of them in the chat to just come and have a little bit of a chat with us after the game. I'm not sure what team we're looking from, probably from Super's team. So if any of them guys
I was just going to message both team leaders and see if they wanted to give us some final words.
Okay. Let me see if I can get Arctic in here.
Yeah, the link is just in our commentary chat, guys.
Now.
All right, we're going to be getting that player in and get a little bit of an interview after the fact, after taking the dub. A little bit what's going on through their mind in these lobbies. Definitely going to be Arctic coming through and representing the Pyro Nation. I'm super excited. Hopefully, we can get them in here and give them have a little talk about what went into taking the victory, taking the crown, taking the final dub in our first ever SGC TDM, how they're feeling about it. And yeah, I'm really, really excited to see what they have to say. But before that, I do want to say, once again, thank you to every single participant that was in our tournament. We could not host tournament without players like you coming through and putting on a good show for everybody. A big shout out to all of the SGC staff members that have been either hosting or helping out in the chat or just running things, whatever y'all are doing. Thank you for doing it. And viewers in the chat, thanks for coming in and checking out what SGC is all about and giving us a chance to entertain you a little bit, show you our favorite game, give you an idea of what the highest level looks like, and maybe give you a little bit of ambition to get there your own, maybe.
That's it,
yeah,
exactly.
Hopefully we get this interview going soon. Hopefully we can bring Arctic in soon and get that little bit of an interview going. Definitely do the exclamation point SGC in the chat. I already see Unknown doing the thing. You can find the link to the Discord in there, and you can also find our new hype video. A lot of hard work went into there, and honestly, when I saw it the first time, it made me want to play Spellbreak. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Leave a like, a share around, tell your friends, put stuff in the comment section, whatever you want to do. But we're going to be waiting for just a second to see if we can get one of these players in. Awesome.
Sweet. Just got comms there on their way. So super fun stuff to end out the stream. Get a little bit of a chat
100%.
with Arctic. That'll be good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Timmy's going to be in his element here, getting a real in-game POV from the pyro man of the moment, Mr. Arctic. So that's going to be interesting to see what their thoughts are for the after game there, and what their thoughts were during the match, because I can imagine there were so many different emotions and thoughts going through each one of their heads at each different point in that game and each different game in that match.
And it looked like you would think that at the last round, the final round of the tournament, we would see a little bit of more reservations in terms of play styles. But Arctic really toward the end, those last 2 minutes, he kind of just felt like he didn't care if he was going to die. He was going to push in. He was going to deal damage. He was going to be a pyromancer. And he got away with it. I really want to see how he was able to do that, because normally you get very punished in these type settings whenever you go in, you're super aggressive. But maybe his teammates were allowed to kind of set him up for success. Hawkout coming in with 10 gifted subs for the channel. Big support. Big shout out to Hawkout coming through with all that love. Thank you so much, my friend. It really helps support us do what we do and make sure that we can continue doing what we're doing in this channel for sure. Thank you. It looks like we do have, I'm not sure if we're getting Arctic.
I'm in here. This is Arctic.
Awesome. Nice. It sounds like we do have
What's
Arctic
up?
coming
What's
in
up?
soon.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
You honestly
feeling good coming off that win?
I am. I was so tired. I was so ready to quit, man. But I'm glad we stuck with it, to be honest.
That was crazy. I mean, like, everyone was freaking out when it was tie after tie, and like only the greatest can make this night happen. Like, that was nuts, to be honest.
Dude, it was scary because it was so close, especially the second tie when they got the finishing blows on me and Newbie. I literally had my recall off. I was in the animation and I got hit twice, and they got me, and that tied it up. It was ridiculously close.
We just saw how important the recalls were, how much they were coming into play. You definitely wanted to try to get out before getting exiled. But with you specifically, we were just having a blast watching you do your pyromancer thing. And can you walk us through the mindset as a pyromancer, as a fellow pyromancer? I know it can be a little bit difficult to go into these lobbies that are really, really kind of organized and a lot of strategy going into play with these team compositions, and go in and be that W key pyromancer that all of us pyros like to be. But somehow you were able to do it, and at a high level. What goes into that? How do you make that work in a lobby full of tempests and conduits and all that?
There's a lot of team play. Like with Newbie, I wait for him to get poke damage a lot. As soon as he gets in, he'll call it out. But I think the main thing that separates like good pyromancers to great pyromancers is firewall usage.
Yes.
I think being able to use that effectively, going in and out of the firewall, using the momentum firewalls, those are key. And then also being able to do poke damage. Like as soon as I get conflagration, I just spam in their general area, so I get ignite damage. I get a bunch of just poke damage as we're playing. But yeah, that's kind of
Big brain.
Yeah, definitely the players. Well, it worked out well for you guys, and it was so much fun to watch the gameplay as well. You could tell the team synergy was there from all of you, and that was something that we commented on. Was we were seeing Newbie get a lot of that damage off, and to know that was one of your tactics, well, that's perfect because it worked so excellently for you. It's something that we picked up on as the casters as well without those team comms. So it just goes to show kind of how well you guys have played together tonight.
Absolutely, it was really nice to see that team. Kind of, it wasn't not a single person that was really popping off and really taking the entire spotlight. It was a team effort that allowed you to do your thing. And like you said, there was a lot of times where you were going to clean up. And I think what was really impressive for the chat and for all of us was definitely the display of that bread and butter of the pyromancer, that firewall, that firefly, being able to go back and forth through it multiple times, being able to use it. And jump to the other side for a little bit of cover. It was just beautiful to see. And I want to say on behalf of the casters, another big congratulations for your win.
Thank you.
And
Congratulations.
hopefully we see you guys coming back to show us some more.
Yeah,
sure.
You've got a crown to defend now.
Yeah, that's it.
True.
Champions.
That's it.
Let's go.
Champions.
Congrats, Arctic.
Thank you.
God,
Thank you.
make sure you go get yourself some rest now, my dude. It's been a long night and you've
Yes.
earned it. So definitely
Indeed.
get some water, get some food, and get in bed, get a nice sleep. But thank you for coming on, and thank you
Sounds
for
good.
an absolutely outstanding display from you and your team.
Yes, for
Sweet.
sure.
Thank you guys too. I know this was a grind for you guys too.
Hey, it was
We're
made
here,
easier.
we're here for it.
It was made easier
Yeah.
by the fantastic community that we're all part of and the absolutely outstanding gameplay that we've been witnessing to. So, as I said, every time I felt tired, there was a play literally seconds away that just brought my energy straight back up again. And to be honest, as I said, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sleep now because I'm just so excited and up. So we shall see how that goes. But honestly, dude, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, guys, make sure you get in the Discord. That link has just been posted, !SGC, if you do want to get involved with these incredible games. You've seen here tonight how much gameplay can be bought. The level of gameplay is incredible. We've got 2 events coming up very, very soon. One of them being the XR Race Tournament on April 16th. Winner takes all, $100, funded and run by Walush. Absolutely incredible guy. Make sure you go and check it out. Always !SGC if you want to know where all of this good stuff is. And then next on May 28th, we do also have the SGC Solo BR tournament, which is present is to be determined, but it's going to be super, super fun. Obviously, we've got the crowdfund link there as well for anybody that wants to help us with all of the fundraising that we do for the SGC. And Sloth or Timmy, if you want to take it away with our incredible sponsors for tonight.
Yeah, I think if I do one, Timmy, you can do the other. We've been preaching the good word about our sponsors, and it's obviously because we could not have done any of this without either of them. Of course, one of them being Metafy, who Kyrie Caitlin coaches for on behalf of Spellbreak. So if you want to come find out exactly how to play at this top level, as you've seen been played today, then have a look on there. You can be taught by Kyrie, you can be taught by Kamsky or Chaos, and just to see the results that people can get from that. Thunder Thigh, who came second place in that on Gecko's Wet Thighs team, he was one of Kyrie's students. So it just goes to show you that if you're not able to quite take your mentor down in this one, then you're still going to be at the top of your game and come in a very, very, very close second.
Exactly.
And honestly, if you want to head over to Metafy, They're the ones that sponsored us with giving us the prize money. We've got a code for 15% off any lesson, so definitely go check that out. I think the code is CLS15. I got it right this time, I think.
CSL15.
Yeah.
Oh, it's CSL. There we go. Bloody hell, I got it wrong both times. Oh, well, but yeah, if you want to head over there, then big thanks to them. And
CSL,
Timmy,
there
I'm
it is.
sure you've got our other one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Big shout out again to Sector X Gaming coming through. That's going to be the esports facility, providing all this production stuff that you see going on here. An incredible, like, honestly, I've already said thank you more than once, but I can't say it enough. Rogue Yoshi has put in so much effort and energy and time behind the scenes for us, and we could not do it without Rogue and Sector X. So thank you so much to those sponsors for coming through. Check them out if you can. You can find them online and on Instagram and all that, Twitter and stuff. But you guys, this concludes our tournament, our first ever SGC tournament. I want to thank again everybody that showed up. Thanks for joining me, LD Gold, Greenslav Gaming, and Davon. Thank you guys in the chat. You guys want to say a little bit of a bye-bye?
This was hype, okay? This was hype. I haven't experienced anything like this in a long time.
Yeah.
And again, of course, like, we need the whole community, man. So many people came out, so that means they still love the game. They're here, they're paying attention, right? Look out for the next one. I'm watching Timmy's, all of his feeds, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. Again, on those same socials, you can follow the sponsors. I love you guys. I had a blast, and I will catch you next time.
Yes, indeed. Again, just to add to that, thank you everyone so much for being here. This has been so much fun. Although it is early for me and Sloth, yes, we've been here all night. It has been more than worth it. It has been an incredibly fun time, casting alongside these great people and getting to watch some top-class Spellbreak performances. It's absolutely incredible, and we can't thank you all enough, and I'm already excited for the next one and to watch the VOD.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I can add anything that can really have any more of an impact than what Dav and Aldi have already said. It's been an absolute honor being able to cast alongside such talented and beautiful humans as yourselves. Timmy, I said to you in the break that we had, it's been especially an honor because when I got into this, you were one of the big 3 streamers for Spellbreak. So being able to be up here alongside you is unbelievable. I never would have thought it possible. So it's been an awesome experience. The games have been phenomenal. Every single team turned up, did their absolute best. And not only have us spectators had a treat to be able to spectate and commentate on, but the viewers in chat have been honestly treated to such a spectacle that they've been here with us the entire time. So guys, everyone, the staff, the commentators, the teams, the players, the viewers, absolutely everybody, from the bottom of our hearts, and I'm sure I can speak for everybody up here, thank you so much. We are beyond humbled and honored that you spent your time with us. And yeah, as Eldy says, we cannot wait for the next time to be able to come up here and bring you some more action-packed Spellbreak gameplay. So
let's go.
Get in the Discord. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys on the next one. Go get some rest. Play Spellbreak.
Yes.
I don't know. Do whatever you want. I love you. Bye-bye.
good night, guys.
happen. Let's get it. Know what we do, man. Let's get it.